Well, they're only focusing on the good news because the Federal Reserve has done sort of an about-face last week and said basically that they're going to think an awful long time in terms of just how much money they withdraw in terms of tapering, and so there's been a very big shift in sentiment in the Federal Reserve. The European Central Bank is also looking at the inflation numbers, which are approaching zero. And they're saying to themselves, maybe we have freedom here to do some more stimulation. And we had the Bank of England saying the same thing. And we had the Bank of Japan, really letting it rip this week. So we had the central banks of 70% of global GDP, all basically saying, let's go, let's get going here. Plus, Chinese interbank rates are now down to 3.5% again. Chinese interbank rates have normalized. So in terms of the 5 central banks in the world, we're in pretty bullish territory here because they're aware of how serious the issues are out there in terms of chronic unemployment, low growth, low inflation, and emerging markets that are in deep trouble. Well, currencies really come from the credit markets, and the credit markets in India, I have to say, if you look at the math, are tapped out. If you include the government debt on the balance sheet of the banks, the loan, the loan part of the balance sheet on the asset side is larger than the deposit, side of the balance sheet by, 20 points. So we're looking at a loan to deposit ratio of around 120. And so India and other countries like Brazil and Thailand and other countries in the emerging world, Turkey, are all having a great deal of difficulty growing and extending credit right now because they've tapped out their savings base, and that just means that the credit cycle is over. And when the credit cycle is over, we've seen this, time and time again in the last 25 years. Whenever the credit cycle is over, the currencies always get smacked, and growth has to slow down, credit has to subside, people don't get what they want, people get angry and they throw their governments out. This is what we're seeing all over the emerging world.